Good morning. It is 7 o'clock here in Faro. We're going to head out on an ebbing tide so we can have a little push out the river. It's already pretty busy this morning. We've had a jet go over us, a couple water taxis go by, and a really noisy fishing boat. But we're heading to our next stop on our way to Spain. Goodbye to Faro and our river estuary. You can see the beach here. That's where we were yesterday. We were supposed to get some wind this morning, 12 knots, but it hasn't quite picked up yet. So
2 knots. 2 knots.
2 knots?
2 knots of wind. Yeah. Just in case you wanted to know. You don't need a weather forecast.
It's my husband being a smarty pants. So we are just going to motor until the wind fills in and we should be good. It is a beautiful morning. It's nice and calm out here, so at least it's a relatively good motoring day. We are going to stay in about 50 meters, about 150 feet of water. Kind of hug the shore a little bit, not do the rum line exactly, just so we're a little bit closer to shore if we have to make an orca run. Here we go.
New, the creators of Team America in South Park, Team America and the Orcas. Orca, 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 Orca! We may joke about orca encounters, but it's no laughing matter these days for the cruising sailor attempting to navigate the Atlantic coast of Spain and Portugal, as well as the Strait of Gibraltar. This year, 4 sailboats have been reportedly sunk due to orca encounters that have caused severe damage to their rudders and then subsequent leaks that have overcome the vessels. We also know of several friends that have had their own encounters, with boats bumped, but luckily with no discernible damage.
We decided on a route that we thought was going to be safe to cross the strait, and we got hit by orcas.
A few days before this episode was shot, we had our own orca encounter, and you can tell from my voice that it certainly got our attention. We're sailing along off the Algarve coast here in Portugal, and we had the pod of orcas surface right ahead of us. Luckily, they were feeding on tuna, but we immediately made a hard turn to port, furled the front sail, and motored. We were in about 30 meters of water, and they were about 300 meters off our bow. Oh, baby, does that ever get the blood pumping. At the time of the encounter, we were enjoying a lovely sail and did not have any cameras in the cockpit. When the pod surfaced, we were more concerned about avoiding the pod than capturing an encounter, so we don't have any footage of the actual pod, which did completely ignore us. Our home waters are off the Pacific coast of British Columbia, Canada. We've sailed with orcas, as well as their larger cousins humpback, fin, and gray whales. We've been within meters of orcas, and while they come close to check us out, we've never felt threatened. We sail to be close to nature and the oceans, and whale encounters will continue to be moments of wonder for us. So, to avoid encounters putting both us and the whales at risk in this region, we will continue sailing cautiously and stay close to shore. Today's hop is an uneventful 55-mile run into the river town of Mazagon, Spain, where we arrive at dusk and arise early to minimize the tides on our exit as we sail towards our destination of Cadiz.
We are leaving Mazagon, just came in overnight and scooted out. We have these huge waves that we're dealing with to try to get out of here. We're just catching kind of ebb when the winds and the weather was snarky. It's nasty. We have 40 nautical miles to go. It's actually all very close to shore, and the winds are supposed to be reaching and good today. So fingers crossed we can do some sailing. And our next stop will be Cadiz, where we're going to stay for a few days and relax. We have finally pulled into the harbor. It has been a long motoring day, a lot of water on the nose, and we've been fighting current like crazy. So we finally are over 7 knots, which is unusual for Gargoyle when we're motoring. We're usually 7.5 to 8. So it's taken us an extra hour and a half to get here. Today we're gonna tie Gargoyle up and we're gonna take a couple days and relax. My husband's laughing at me. What are you laughing at?
That's going in the bloopers.
Yeah, okay. Half an hour and we'll be on the docks. Just gonna come around that breakwater and tuck into the marina. You can kind of see the masts on the other side. Beautiful sunny day, even though I am wearing a fleece. And we've got a big cruise ship in right now. It looks like a pretty busy port actually, although there's no ships that we're having to dodge, which is nice. So soon we'll have Gargoyle tied up. Beautiful day out here.
Marina Puerto America is a small marina that has one huge advantage. It is within walking distance of the city center. In addition, it offers a small but well-stocked marine supply store on the grounds. We would need this as we intended to install our gangway here prior to going further, as soon we would be required to medmoor or tie up stern to the docks. This would require a gangway for us to disembark.
Well, we have a 1 working day and a 1 play day. Today's the working day. We're gonna find a few things for the boat that we need for medmooring, like a stern fender and some screws for the passerelle that we need to install. And maybe we'll do a little bit of play. And then we're gonna come back and Gargoyle's gonna get a bath and we're gonna do some other stuff, get her all cleaned up. Here we go. Low tide, gotta make the climb.
I feel like I'm going to the fall.
You can make it. Do you need some oxygen?
I do. God, that was quite the altitude gain. We haven't had a tide like that in a while.
No. Marine store number 1. I don't know. It doesn't look hopeful. No. Wow. There is more packed in that little store than you'd think. So we have the screws that we need, and we have the fender that we need. We've got pretty much everything we need.
Fidel Castro.
Yeah, Castro. So we're going to take this back to Gargoyle, and now we're going to do some grocery shopping and some city shopping. Do some exploring.
City shopping? Okay, let's go buy a city. In the background, you can see the Constitution of 1812 Bridge, or La Pepa, as it's known.
That is quite the bridge, I'm telling you. Quite the bridge. One more time. Whew. Okay. Our treasures from this morning are packed away. It's time for a walk. Port is behind us. City is in front of us. Beautiful day. Look at this.
Oh wow, nice pass.
That's my husband.
We can't put that in our story, right?
So initially, when you come out of the port, it's not a beautiful walk. But once you get up here on top, it is spectacular. Check it out. It's an impressive breakwater. They must get some pretty big waves crashing up against this guy. You can see the fort. It starts over here, runs all the way across and out to the tip. Beautiful. Kevin's navigating the dangerous, decrepit footsteps. This seawall started out nice, but it's a little it's a little rough. I think we'll take a different route back if we can. Okay, I think we're officially in Cadiz. Cadiz. Cadiz what it is.
Cadiz is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Western Europe, founded by the Phoenicians following the Trojan War in 1104 BC.
Thinking it's time to look at a map. This is definitely the original fort. Very cool. We're going to check out this fort a little bit more. Looks like it's got a big walking path on the top. Very cool. Stumbled into this little park in the middle of the city and it's beautiful.
The city is dotted with numerous parks where exotic plants flourish, including giant trees supposedly brought to the Iberian Peninsula from the New World.
This park is absolutely beautiful. Looks like they use the fort for concerts and so forth, so let's see if there's anything playing tonight maybe. We missed the Little Mermaid last night. You're crushed about that, aren't you? Yeah. Little Mermaid in Spanish? And the next concert is until the 16th of September, so we are out of luck. Oh well. Next time.
While the old city street plan consists of narrow, winding alleys connecting large plazas, newer areas of Cadiz typically have wide avenues and more modern buildings.
We're on the other side of the fort right now, and it goes on and on and on. Glad we didn't have to dodge cannonballs when we came in. Very lucky.
How do you know? You weren't paying attention. I was on the helm.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were splashing all around us coming in.
The hospital's behind us. I'm not too sure what this is, but I think we found our lunch spots. Cheers. Lunch isn't served till 1, so we've got to pass the time doing something. We thought we were ordering small plates, but obviously we missed the mark, so we're going to have to take some of this back to Gargoyle. Well, that was a long lunch. Now we are headed to the grocery store so we can stock up. And then we're going to head back to Gargoyle because we have some work to do. This is kind of a walking street, but it's kind of not, because Kevin almost got ran over by a truck. Oh, but it's nice and cool. It's really cool. I like it. The city is awesome. I like it. Yeah. You know what the best part about this city is? There's no tourists. No tourists. Literally no tourists. It's like pretty much all locals, or they're all Spanish tourists, but it's just not inundated with a gazillion people. You can always find a pet store no matter where you go. Oh, chained off. Hang on, let's see if we can find some kitty food. Okay. We got kitty food. That was just like a random walkthrough. There's always a pet store. You can always find really good food for your cats. Usually. Sometimes not so much, but usually you can find good food for your cats. Okay. Now it's time for food for us. Going to the grocery store. We have the public market on our left and supermarket on our right. We always do this. We assume we can go to a grocery store and find a taxi, and then we never can. So we're gonna head back to where we came from, see if we can find a taxi. These are really heavy. Oofta.
There you go. Sit this way. Oh, thank you.
We've been rescued. Our savior right there. Yay.
Oh, those bags were heavy.
Those bags were really heavy. Shit. What?
My
taxi driver was nice enough to bring Kevin's phone.
perfect.
That fell out of his pocket. All right. We are here. We're back at Gargoyle. But today we're gonna tie Gargoyle up, and we're gonna take a couple days and relax. My husband's laughing at me. There's a distinct odoo urine floating around here on the top. It's a good thing there's a stiff sea breeze to move it along.
That's stiff enough.
That's stiff enough?
Talking about the sea breeze.
Oh.